Hi, I'm Dan, and this is my friend Ian Davlin from Lark Street Music in New Jersey. This isn't the first time that he's been here in Athens in my shop to teach a finish touch-up workshop. Ian, what are we looking at here?
Well, Dan, this is a 2019 R9. Basically what you had was a fellow that had digged the guitar and tried to repair it himself, and he made some classic mistakes. It got out of control on him for some common reasons, which is he just started grabbing red products without really knowing what the original finish schedule was. And it really showcases one of my main strategies, which is to try to replicate the original finish schedule as much as possible when addressing finish repairs. So Dan and his minions built up this series of blocks that we have replicated the damage from this guitar, and we're going to have students at the workshop go over basically step by step the repair that I'm doing, and they're going to go over them on these simulated blocks.
Let's get started.
All right. The person that worked on this before didn't like the results, and they started chemically removing their attempts, and what that did was it made a dark line around the area of effect, and I needed to take that off. So it's pretty hard to see because I've abraded around the area of effect, and it's changed the sheen. So one of the things that you can do is you can put naphtha on it, and that'll give it simulated gloss, and you'll be able to see that in fact there's still just a little bit of a dark area right here that was kind of invisible. I don't want it to produce facets in here, so basically what the foam does is it contours to this rounded edge and will give me a sanding surface that doesn't produce a series of steps. I like to use sticky sandpaper on plexiglass. As we said before, this touch-up got out of control for this guy. And one of the ways to keep touch-ups from getting out of control is to keep things small. I am able to see where I'm sanding, so I'm not making it much bigger because I'm able to control the block and the sanding much better.
What grit are you using?
It's 220. All right.
Looks nice from back here.
So, keeping with the idea that we're going to build up from bare wood as close to the original finish schedule as we can possibly muster, we're going to mix up some pore filler. This is water-based grain filler from StewMac. The grain filler is going to do a couple things. It's going to fill the pores so that we don't have to spray 100 coats of lacquer on there to build it up to a level finish. But it's also going to add some color to it. We're going to color this pore filler. I just did 2 drops of cherry red. A little bit of vintage amber.
Have you added black yet?
Yeah, I have. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to kind of simulate that smudginess of a factory pore fill.
To me, that would be using a paste filler almost like a glaze. Wouldn't that be right?
I think so. This is starting to look pretty good. All right, I guess we'll let that sit for a little bit. All right, so I'm going to put a little bit of sealer on here, mostly just to kind of activate the paste fill and see what color we actually got to. We've got a sheen difference. There's some kind of color in a coat before the final clear coat, and I'm going to try to blend everything in, and I'm going to do that by mixing up some cherry red, some vintage amber, and a little bit of black. Well, I think it's ready for clear coats.
I think so, definitely.
So we stained the bare wood, we mixed up some paste fill to try to replicate the old paste fill. We adjusted the color a little bit with the airbrush. I'm going to let those layers rest before we put those clear coats on, but I think we're ready.
And tomorrow's the workshop, so this will get some clear tomorrow along with a bunch of students doing it.